Now that they finally released the new Honda CBR150R, is this the best beginner sport bike out there, or is it just a sport bike for aesthetics? A massive shout out to Honda Motor Trade Kidapawan for allowing me see their new motorbike when it doesn't have the price yet, and a call out to all Honda showrooms out there. Be prepared because I think this bike will be a status if you have one for display. In this video, I will let you know what I think of this bike as a Yamaha fan and for whom this bike is for. Quick trivia, this bike has a 2-year warranty and yet has the reliability that lasts for more than a decade. It's not that massive when it comes to the changes, but nonetheless, it has at least one of the most important part. When it comes to the design, it's finally a better graphics and color combination. I like it when they replaced a lot of blacks to make it more lively and premium. Being the best design is argumentative, but I'm very sure that when it comes to the quality, it's a bit better than the R15M. Coming off from the old CBR, it has now the red, white, and blue, plus a gold cast iron wheel that replaced also the black color. A disappointment for those who are looking for a different color option because this is the only paint scheme you'll be getting. But I would love to see the same exact thing but less red and more blue. And what they actually added that has been lacking on this bike for more than a decade is a dual channel ABS. Now it is finally equipped on this bike and not just an option. So it will be safer on sudden and abrupt braking. And now this is the biggest argument. Is this the best beginner sport bike? Speaking of safety feature and to avoid any further damage on this bike, it has a bank angle sensor. What it does, it turns off the engine automatically when you are about to crash. For me, it's an unnecessary feature, but hey, at least they got one. And speaking of dashy and premium, I like it when they put brandings and logos everywhere. Some other manufacturers don't oftenly put brandings on their calipers. For their wavy discs, a Nissan golden calipers for both front and rear, and a Nissan brake cylinders. I also love the thought that they put not just a golden fork, but an SFF BP Showa brand. Same thing as on the rear, a ProLink suspension that I think will be stiff on the ride, but at least it's branded. This is actually better when it comes to the ergonomics. The sitting position is perfect and the clip-ons are really not that super sporty feel. With a seat height of 788mm, this is perhaps the lowest seat height you will find from a 150cc sport bike. Well, at least for now. Another thing that you will appreciate on this bike is the nimbleness. It's one of the lightest in its division, and as long as it stays on as a 149cc, I think it's hard to compete with that. With a curb weight of 138 kilograms, you're going to think it might be low on gas tank capacity. It's not. With a 12 liter on the gas tank and a fuel consumption of 41.5 km per liter, the range of this motorbike can go up to 350 to 400 kilometers. It is almost perfect for a long ride if you're going to ask me. And a slight comparison to its competitor, it's at least about 2 kilograms lighter. It's at least 1 liter more when it comes to the fuel capacity, and it's way lower on the seat height. Now let's talk about the disadvantages. If you're particular on the tires, and I believe so, you'd rather go with the more expensive Yamaha R15M, here's a quick comparison when it comes to the tires. 180 17 52p tubeless on the front side, and it has 130 70 17 62p tubeless on the rear. When it comes to the performance, well, they're still keeping the old and trustworthy PGM FI 149cc liquid cooled with the 4 valves and a dual overhead cam. It has a power of 12 kilowatts at 9,000 RPM, 13.7 Newton meters of torque at 7,000 RPM. It's not the slowest, and if you're going to compare it with the direct competition, you will see it's just a bit less when it comes to the power. But aside from that, you're all good if you are wishing for this bike. When it comes to the rider aid, it doesn't have traction control nor quick shifter, but it's not as expensive as the R15M, so it's alright. My expectation for this bike, and I would really think that this bike would thrive if they put, aside from the dual channel ABS, a connectivity and a 160 engine, or 157 engine to be precise, that they use on their scooters. And I think when you put something like that, that just kills off the idea of this motorbike as being a budget-friendly sport bike, and also a sport bike for beginners or for starters out there. So whom this bike is for? I think it will be for shorter riders, at least 5 foot flat, and those who could appreciate red, white, and blue. It is still considered as a budget-friendly sport bike because you can still align the price with some other bikes that doesn't have a dual channel ABS. And trust me, putting an ABS on a motorcycle makes people think more rather than the performance and the aesthetics. And I am really rooting for the improvement on this bike. Anyway, if you've got any violent reactions, let me know in the comment section below.